Every cat ever born does improv.
Before
No
I
cat.
hate cats, I just love it now. I'm a new cat mama.
Uh, they are something. I've never met one I didn't like. And they tend to like me, which may be why I like them. Okay, so look at that. It's 7:32, and we're all here and ready to freaking go. Oh my God. So I know how I'll shut everybody up. I'll ask you if you have any thoughts or questions or comments about anything we've done or you've done or improv wise or stuff that you've thought of that's been on your mind. You tell me. Okay.
Yes. So since we played around with the concept of repetition last time, I was wondering and I think I'm answering my own question, but I'm guessing that when you're doing the repetition, at one point you were playing with one of the guys and he said, you broke my bike, and then you replied changing the you from I. So you can, there's a certain game that you can play depending who you're referring to, and
yes,
repeat, right?
Yes, yeah, we're talking. Yeah, I'll put that up there because I already did it, so I'm putting it up there. But yes, it's two different things. Usually, we try to talk about when we do that little exercise, that little Meisner thing. We try to talk about the same thing. So, in other words, if someone says the sky is blue, and the next person says the sky is blue, okay, you're both talking about the same thing. But if you start to bring I or you into it, then you want to try to talk about the same thing. So if I say I'm feeling sad, you might say you're feeling sad. So we're both talking about the same thing. But as you say, if you don't do it that way, it just turns into something else, which is just as good.
Right.
So I think the point is just to that was quick. I think the point of it is just to get used to the idea of repeating things. You'd be surprised how no one thinks of it in improv. No one thinks of doing it. People who are experienced don't think of it, or they think it's cheating. Oh, I just said that. I can't say it again. I have to come up with something original. The audience is going to know I haven't got a thing in my head. Well, no, that's not the point. So if you practice it, if you do that exercise every once in a while, maybe the first thing that comes to your mind will be that. The first time I ever did a scene with Dave Rosowski, I wasn't prepared I wasn't prepped. I was driving him all over the place, and I drove him to this theater, and and it's like, you two go. Shit, I've never done a scene with this guy before. And he started by doing that. And it was really cool. It was I wasn't used to that because other improvisers that I worked with would never do that. So because he started doing it, I was doing it, and it gave us this connection, which was kind of cool. So it's a thing to do, but nobody ever thinks to do it. And if you're in an improv jam, forget it. It's not going to happen. But if you're doing actual scene work, it's one of these things you can sneak it in there, do it. No one will ever know that you're using a technique.
Okay, cool.
Anything else?
You kind of have a response to that.
Yeah, of course.
Two parts, really. One, I found that when I'm doing the repetition, it kind of gives me like a moment to process what the other person is saying a little bit more and kind of find where I want to go with it next instead of just immediately what I blurt out of my mouth. It lets me register it a bit. And the other thing I was going to say is Josh is like one of the only humans I actually get to interact with during the pandemic. And we will just arbitrarily repeat what the other person said to each other, like out of nowhere, and it ends up becoming like spontaneous improv practice. And just repeat what the other person said and give stress to different words or put a different emotion to it and find all the different ways you could say it until one of us is laughing too much.
That's cool. I can tell you another use for that Meisner thing. Improv friend of mine and I, many years ago, when I was in college, I was taking the train, Amtrak train, which is like a bullet train kind of thing. Bullet, more like a shotgun. From upstate New York to New York City, and my friend and I were taking the train back. So it was about a, 5-hour train ride in a train. And we started doing this Meisner technique. It's a great way to make everybody in the train that you're in leave. After about an hour, we're the only ones left in that general vicinity. So it can get annoying, but we had fun. Any other questions or comments about any of the stuff? We talked about stuff like the first shiny object,
specificity.
We talked about specificity, right. We talked about using colorful alternative language for things that we normally say. I think we should do it in life. We do. People are always coming up with some cool new way of saying stuff, some new thing that's the new trend of saying the same thing, and we talked about louder, softer, quicker, slower, nearer, farther, repetition, facial reaction. So there's plenty there to talk about. We talked about orbits, and when to bump yourself up into a new orbit and not to stay in any one orbit for too long. We talked about the difference between chaos, which is the weather, and earthquakes, which once it's happened, you can see where it came from, and you can kind of predict. And randomness, which is flipping a coin or lottery numbers where nothing has any relationship to anything else. And both of these things are used in improv. You start off the scene with that because you have no choice, and you at some point move to that, and then from that you can create order as much as you possibly can in improv. What else? We talked about never ever to be or to make your partner drunk, crazy, stoned, or stupid. Never. Oh, Jeremy, he forgot to take his medication. I got the shot here. Okay, quiet down. Let's go. Come on, Grandpa. That happens. I've seen it happen. Whenever a beginner improviser feels uncomfortable with what another improviser is doing, they just want to flush him down the toilet and just say, I just want to get rid of you because I don't understand where you're going with this. So you make the person drunk. It's just a cop out. It's lazy. And if someone does it to you, you'll hate them for doing it. You will hate them. So any questions or thoughts about any of that nonsense?
So if you ever found yourself in that situation, like have you ever done something like that to spin around, I guess, or like try to make use of it?
Of what?
Of what you just recently said, of someone trying to make you crazy or drunk or stupid, or like do you kind of like not necessarily ignore it, but
well, it's hard to ignore stuff completely, but you tell me, what would you do? It's probably the right answer.
What would I do? Yeah. I mean, normally I would just either feed into it but try to work around it, or I don't know.
What would anybody do?
No, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Argue with them. Okay.
Yeah. Just insist that you're not drunk or stupid or crazy. Just don't let them do it to you. Don't let them don't let them anesthetize you just because they don't understand you.
Got it.
You make them feel uncomfortable. Good. That's your job. Any other thoughts or questions about any of this broad stuff? Here's a little thing that I noticed, that I saw the other day. That how many of you have, I hate to even ask because it's depressing to hear the answer, but how many of you ever heard of Laurence Olivier? Raise your hand if you've heard of Laurence Olivier, probably the great.
Actor?
Yes, the actor.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What do you mean, of course? You're the only one.
Wasn't he? Black. He won an Oscar. One of the first black actors to win it. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Tom, are you drunk?
Laura,
No, that was me.
Sir Laurence Olivier, one of the greatest actors of the 20th century, period.
British.
Theater's named after. British, yes, very. Sir Laurence Olivier. Yes. You may not have seen him, but it's like he is like the actor of the 20th century without any doubt from anybody. It's a shame that 21 years into the 21st century, everyone knows who the fuck he was. But
Wait,
that's just the
stage
way
or film or both?
Yeah,
Both.
what movie? Oh,
Both.
I mean,
okay.
no, I've heard of his name. I thought, okay,
I've heard
both.
of him also, yeah.
a stage and film. Yes.
Okay.
What?
Isn't there an award named after him? Laurence Olivier Award or something?
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I
What
don't know.
movie? Like, what's he?
He's been in over.
He was
50
in. He was in
movies.
both Dumb and Dumber movies. No, I'm just kidding.
No, now I know who he is.
No. No.
I thought it's true. Gullible.
Hamlet.
No.
That's on Google.
Yeah.
Hamlet.
It doesn't
Wuthering
matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I get. Where you're going.
The point is, he was a great actor, and he knew everything there was to know about acting. And so when I tell people, don't confuse real objects or reality with what's going on in an improv scene. He does it better. He's talking about acting, but it's the same thing. Here's him.
You must remember that the theater is an art. And you have a beautiful painting, perhaps, of a man by some great painter, Rembrandt. And that is a work of art. Now, if you cut out its nose and put a real person's nose in, the real person's nose would be absolutely marvelously real, but the rest of the painting would look idiotic. So don't forget that.
Yes. So don't use a real phone in an improv scene. Don't use a real key. Don't use a real anything in an improv scene, because you make the rest of the painting look idiotic by comparison. That's the truth. Any other thoughts about anything before we move ahead? What about that?
So, prop wise, if I'm not to use a real phone, then I use something else, or is it like
Or the
thin
kids
air,
nowadays.
like this, or
Yes.
pen?
No,
Okay.
you don't use any object.
Anything? Okay, sorry. Okay, got
Oh, no.
it. Not
okay.
anything.
Yes, nothing. Other than chairs, if there are chairs there. Obviously, in some short form games, maybe they have a box of hats and you try on the hats and you do silly things. But I'm talking about improv scenes. Don't use real objects ever,
I see. Okay.
unless your director tells you to for some reason. Everything is made up. You create. This is a table. It's a table now. This is my phone. This isn't a phone. This is definitely not a phone. This is not a phone. This is somebody's pinky and somebody's got a thumb in their ear. This is not a phone. This is a phone, or old-fashioned. This is a phone. This isn't a gun. This is a thumb and a finger. I'm pointing my finger at you. This is a gun. You cut your finger on the trigger and you're holding the gun. This isn't a broom being held up because there's no space in your hand for the broom to be in. This is a broom. So you try to make things as obviously not everyone's going to do that all the time. Not always, a broom is really 2.3 centimeters in thickness, and I think you're about 4.2 there. I don't want to criticize, but Maybe you should go back to improv class. No, but try. You're conjuring up reality from nothing. And so this is why in an improv scene, you can have an elephant in your scene. You can just here he is. Here's the elephant. I'm in my scene. I'm going to have So what happens to your elephant the minute I need a phone and I have a real one? Well, your elephant just disappears. So that's the beauty of this compared to like sketch comedy, where you have to have the props, you have to have the scenery, you have to have all this. It's whatever you can possibly imagine, and if you can convince other people, if I put a table in the middle of the stage, there's nothing really there, but we have to act as though there's a table there. We can't walk through it. We have to walk around it. We can lean on it. We can put a cup on it. This is not a cup. This is a cup. Put a cup on it. We can put our feet up on it. But we can't walk through it. And you'll find that the more stuff you put in your way in a scene, we can't do that here, obviously, but on a stage, the more stuff you put in your way, the more doors there are to walk through, the more couches there are, the more tables, the more stuff you have to walk around that's not really there, but to you it is. First of all, the more real your scene seems. And secondly, the more it reminds you to slow down, that it's the obstacles that are fun, not getting from point A to point B. It's fun to sit in the audience and watch somebody walk around a fake pretend table and always walk around that table and then always walk around to get the thing from the shelf that's not really there, but it is there. So the more stuff you put in the way, if the phone rings in your improv scene and you just go, hello, well, go across the room. Hang on, I'll get that. Go across the room, open a drawer and find your phone and unlock it with your thumb. And the more stuff you do, that's the scene. It's not getting in the way. It's the scene. And in fact, if you'd like, I will send you a link to David Rosowski and Mark Sutton I've sent it before, but Mark Sutton doing a 45-minute piece.
Wow.
And it's just the two of them. And they do nothing. They do lots and lots of this. I can see it. I can see all the things that are in the scene as I picture it. Because they put so much stuff there. And every time he has to go get the broom, he's got to go up the ramp and around and through the screen door and back behind. And then it has to hang it on the hook, which isn't here. It's here. So you can't do that with props. Props are an excuse. You don't need them. Because, you have a prop gun. Is it a gun? No, it's a prop. So you're already pretending. So keep going. Anything else?
Have you ever, in the middle of a scene, start to panic and you lose everything else? And you're like, pause, stop the scene already,
What do you mean? What do you mean lose everything?
You have nothing to say anymore, or I don't know.
If I have nothing to say anymore, then I won't say anything.
Okay. I just sometimes maybe I control the scene too much in my mind.
Well, you can't control
yeah, exactly. So maybe that's my problem.
Yeah, it's like trying to control. It's like trying to control a snowstorm. It's not going to happen. And you're foolish to try. Or you're wasting your energy to try.
Right.
But if you can't think of anything to say, don't say anything. Or just say I just can't think of anything to say. I'm totally out of words right now. I'm speechless, and that will start a whole new thing between you and your scene partner. What do you mean you're speechless, Angela? We've been standing here talking about this for make up your mind. I just can't say anything, Al. But do you want the car or don't you? I just can't. The words won't come out of my mouth, Al. That's a good scene.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit if you buy the car? Nobody. How much commission is there on a fake car? Nobody cares if you buy the car. Okay. Anything else? Yes. Never worry about what to say. The only time you worry is when you're doing sketch work. Is when you're doing scripted work, because then you could forget your lines, or you could be perfect, but your partner can forget their lines.
Yeah.
Or the prop that's supposed to be in the drawer isn't there. Someone forgot to put it there. Now you're screwed. So that's when I worry when I'm in sketches. I don't worry doing stand-up, and I don't worry doing improv, because I can make it up as I go along. That's, that's why cats do improv so well. They don't worry about it.
Exactly.
They don't worry about
Yeah, how
what to do
to
next.
pivot. Okay.
This is, if you can't think of anything to do in improv, this is perfectly fine. It works. I'd show you what dogs do, but I can't bend that far. Okay. So, any other comments before we start doing some scene stuff? Nothing? Okay. Okay. So, so we're all here. Cool. Let's do some scene work, and we're gonna. I know this may sound repetitious, but if there's one thing that we know works, it's what? It's
repetition.
Exactly. So, we're just going to do some two-person scenes, and we will critique it and then move on. If I see something that I'd like to side coach, if we were in person, and I might pause you and say, "Oh, that's cool. What if you sat down right now?" I can't do that here, but I can do it with little banners on the screen. So keep an eye open for that. I will do it minimally. But sometimes something is like, "Oh, that's beautiful. Oh God, do you see what you just did? You just did that." So any questions about doing a scene right now? What we're looking for?
We're doing repetition.
I
wasn't here last night.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to do any one particular thing.
Okay, just
there are. You've got that. You got repetition. You got colorful language. You got specificity. Keep an eye out for the first shiny object. Learn for no reason to speak louder or softer, to speak quicker or slower when someone talks. You can over talk somebody. Talk over them. It's fine, because it doesn't matter. It's not a TED talk. It's not a speech. So that's fine. And when people know that and do that, it's so much fun. All that stuff, use some of it. You can't possibly use all of it, but keep it in mind. Use some of it. I'll tell you one more thing that I won't play it, but that Olivier was talking about acting, and he's saying that he doesn't really care about your talent. He doesn't care about talent. What he cares about is skill. And skill is something you learn. It's technique. That's what makes an actor a great actor, not talent. Technique. It's working at it until you can do it. No director wants to work with a talented actor who it's time for them to do their scene, and I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. I've got to get my chakras aligned. I've got to be, I got to be the plumber. I've got to let me go. I'm going to go to the beach and just sort of absorb the rays and come. It's like, we got a budget. Get the fuck out there and act. Don't you know how to do this shit? Which, my plumber, I'd love to fix your sink, but I don't know. I'm just a little blocked. I'm thinking, you're blocked. My toilet's blocked. It's really about skill. It's about being able to produce it every single time, all the time, consistently. you can switch it on. Whatever you have to do. If you're a method actor, make your method quick. If you're not if you're just a mechanic, a mechanical actor, like I do this, and this, then great. Whatever it takes for you to do this stinking thing every time, great. Talent, that's nice, but who cares after a while, really? The skill is there to allow you to express your talent better. But talent alone isn't enough, because that's only there sometimes. Okay. So just be grounded, keep it real, and I'll pull everybody out but two. Ready? Okay. And me too. What was I going to do? Oh, yes, here. This here. That's what I was going to do. All right. What? Yes, no, Amy is a frightening woman.
I get that reaction a lot.
Scares
At school.
the piss out of me. Okay, I'm not going to give you any input. Maybe sometime we'll talk about how to deal with input, since you're going to get it. But maybe we'll do that a little bit later. But okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, about a 3-minute scene, let's say, so you can pace yourselves. Let me get the fuck out of it.
Okay, so your name is Christine Schultz.
Schultz, yes.
24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is your first time to go to a job interview.
Yes, it is. I'm not comfortable just working, really. I like to just stay home, you know? I mean, I guess you don't know. You're the CEO. I think I should go.
Stay. I see something. So tell me more about yourself.
Well, I'm 24, just like Janie.
Janie?
Your daughter. We went to school together.
Are you?
You don't remember me? I was at your house every weekend. I still hate my parents, but I loved you. You were like a second mom to me.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Okay, how's your parents? How's it been?
Well, I don't really talk to them. I got my own apartment when I was 15. They kicked me out.
Well, my daughter died just last month.
What?
And so,
oh my God. I'm so sorry. I didn't know that. We were friends on Facebook, but I didn't know that. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
I am actually, I knew it was you. I was looking for a new daughter.
Really?
Yeah. I was kind of getting tired of her anyway, you know. I want someone blonde this time. Blue eyes like you. So adorable.
You always loved my eyes.
I did. And so just do everything I tell you to do and be a good girl.
I will.
And I can be your mom.
Okay.
Good.
Wait, but I don't have to work here, do I? I really don't want to work here. I can just come home with you. Come on. Just like when I was in elementary school, please.
You do have to work.
I don't. Like,
what can you do? Why do you want to stay at home? I mean, home. Come on.
I don't know.
Okay, can you bake cookies? I mean, mm, can you clean?
I mean,
Scene. Excellent. Boy, oh boy. Boy, do I have a confession to make before I hear you guys talk about what you thought. My confession is that this is the first time I've ever laughed hysterically when someone said my daughter died.
a month ago.
I could not stop. It was so. That's exactly what improv is. It's supposed to be upsetting. You're supposed to hate yourself for laughing at it sometimes. You know? Because it was exactly what is like. Oh my god! I want a blonde daughter. I mean, this is. Oh, and it just kept going with that. This is wonderful, beautiful premise. Anyone have a thought? Who's watching?
Yeah, it was really fun to watch, and from that moment on, I mean, when she said that, like I felt like my emotion go whoom. I want a new daughter, and it went whoom. It was like up and down emotionally. I was like,
exactly.
It was incredible. Like, no, but I want a new blonde one. I'm like laughing.
I was thinking, Christina, get out of there. Mom.
Well, you know, Adele Close said that the purpose of improv is to enchant and horrify.
He did that for sure.
And that's exactly that. Any other thoughts or comments?
I almost cried actually when she said my daughter did.
Yeah,
Didn't make me laugh.
Well,
oh my god!
But it was whether it made you laugh or cry. It was an absurd situation.
Mm.
Like, I know. Yeah, my daughter. Yeah. Oh, really? My daughter. Yeah, she died. Oh, jeez. What am I supposed to do now? So that is the difference between comedy and tragedy. It's that close. It really is. Depends on how you look at it. It's like one of those pictures that's it's either two portraits or a vase. You know.
Yeah.
That's any other thoughts?
I panicked a little because I forgot the name I gave you. I was like, did I name her Christine? Did I name her? What was her name?
Well, that's a very advanced mistake. A lot of improvisers do that all the time. Any other comments?
No.
Okay. My comment is, and this was a wonderful little learning thing. That is what helped this scene.
Mm-hmm.
It turned it from a job interview, which even real job interviews are kind of dull, into something where these people had something at stake. They knew each other. So we always, whenever possible, particularly when we start a scene, when we have a choice, we always want to make sure that the characters have known each other for at least 6 months.
Okay.
And this is why, because we want to chop away all of that. How are you? My name's Joe. Oh, really? My name's Al. Hey, Al, I'm left-handed. Hey, I'm right-handed. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I have a car. I have a car too. What kind of car do you have? So we cut out all that. And we get right to the heart of something. We know each other. We have something at stake. And you just saw exactly what happens the moment you do that. Boom, you've got a scene rather than a conversation. And number two, what we learned is that in case, and this happens all the time. Everyone does this. This is not a beginner's thing. It happens all the time. In case someone is in a scene with you and does that to you, I always say, the word sir or ma'am, I don't want to hear in a scene. That to me, that just makes it easier. Like, the word sir or ma'am won't come out of my mouth because I know you. But if someone does that to you, if someone sirs you or ma'ams you and treats you at a distance, all you have to do is remind them that, oh no, what are you talking about? We were in high school chemistry class together. Remember the Bunsen burner thing? Oh, Steve. That's all you have to do. And suddenly you got it.
Okay.
So you're not stuck. Nice. That was once we got to that, it was perfect. Really perfect. Okay, let's get 2 more in. That was lovely. Nice start. Mm-hmm. I just put those guys together, so I'm gonna not. Let's do that. Okay, you ready?
We're gonna follow that.
We all do. How do you think I feel? I don't even get to do a scene. Are you ready?
Clarice,
Steve.
I feel so good. What?
I'm kind of feeling it too. Not my greatest moment.
I think I'm throw up. Can I throw up on you?
Not on me. Maybe not on me. You can throw up wherever you want, just not on me.
What do you mean? I'll let you throw up on me. What?
Yeah, but it's different. It's like I like it onto other people, not onto me. Like how some people like to inflict pain and others like to receive it. I like to project the vomit, not get it on myself. God, I'm thinking about it now.
I thought this was an equal relationship. I thought we were both the same, like 50-50. Like we brought everything together. You throw up on me, I throw up on you. Like Clarice.
I know.
This is shocking.
But I see what you're saying there. While I fully respect that you'd like to puke on me, I'm just not that into it. No, I might need you in a minute though.
You see, I'll let you do it because I love you, but the fact that you won't let me do it to you, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Like I don't even know. I don't.
I mean, maybe we could start with the fake stuff, and I could ease into it.
Fake. So it's not really real anymore. This whole thing's not real for you anymore. Just the fake stuff. Are you even sick? Are you even actually sick right now?
I'm kind of sick of talking about vomiting on me. Look, it was a rough one. I know. I'm going to be feeling this for like 3 days. But certain things I just got to protect my body from, and one of them is puke.
Okay. No.
What are you doing?
No. This is happening right now.
No.
You need to know. You can't leave. Okay, you're gonna know this.
I don't want to know.
You're
going
to know.
No, I don't want to know. No! Oh, I don't like it. I kind of like it.
See?
Well, here's a hint we can all take for improv. It's this: try to avoid doing a scene you've seen often. I don't think I've seen that one very often.
No.
In a movie, in a play, in a fever dream, I don't think I've seen that scene. Oh man! Now you see, I'll give you guys a chance in a minute. First of all, yes, but see, you don't always have to say yes to something, as long as you don't deny it. As long as you don't deny that it's real. So let me vomit on you. No, no, I really would rather you didn't. Of course, she didn't get up and walk away. The scene continues. He's going to probably vomit on her in this scene. So she doth protest too much, but she's protesting. But is she? You know, I mean, she was asking for it. Look how she was dressed, you know. That was lovely. Any thoughts? Anybody?
I love when Marissa was like, "No, you can't throw up on me, but I'm gonna need you in a minute."
Oh.
Y'all got me. I started feeling like, oh.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, enchant and horrify. Yeah.
Maybe we could practice a little.
Yeah. with the fake stuff. Yeah.
This is amazing.
So did you see anything in that scene or the previous scene that reminded you of anything that we've been working on, or not? Did anything stick out? Like, oh, that's an example of whatever, you know.
The I'm gonna vomit was my disgusting shiny object.
Okay. What else? What else? Anything else? Anybody see any technique in there somewhere? Because it was all in both of these scenes. They were certainly there. Nothing? No?
The repetition, right? Like,
yeah,
in a way. I mean, the concept was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. The scene was grounded.
Right.
It was absolutely ridiculous, but not to them.
Yeah.
What else? They were emotionally committed. There definitely was louder and softer going on. Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff going on in both of these scenes so far, which is why they were really good scenes. I mean, I'd love to see this kind of when Doghouse Theater reopens in hopefully July. This is the kind of stuff I'd love to see there. This is it. If we can do this, we're good to go. Okay, no other questions or comments? All right, we'll mix it up. Okay. You heard and saw. Whenever you're ready.
Have you ever feel like a plastic ball drifting to the wind, starting? Did you ever feel this? This song is so good. Yeah.
No, it's great. I can't hear it over you, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I just wish I could hear it better.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm. Okay. I'm not
I know
saying
you.
you.
I know you're lying.
I'm not lying. No,
We
I
have different taste.
I I acknowledge that we totally have, but I like some of the things you like. I do. I like that song by uh um that artist.
You see, you don't even know her name.
I know it's a her. I'm trying. I am. I really am.
Guess this isn't working.
No, no, don't say that. Don't
This
say
isn't working.
this is totally working. This is a rough patch. We're hitting a hiccup. It's a hiccup, but eventually the hiccups go away.
You don't know my favorite song.
N-
How
Yeah.
can we jive into music?
All right, what's my favorite
Ha-
song?
You have plenty of favorite songs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't pick the one, can you?
You know, I heard that you play the Backstreet Boys. This I Promise You, the song they sang. Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, you do know. Shit.
You see?
Yeah, I do.
I got you.
I do see.
This I Promise You is not from Backstreet Boys. It's from NSYNC. You're not into music.
What? No,
You told me you're a musician.
I am. I totally make music.
Sample.
Well, it's mostly guitar, so it's like you see rocking out to it. Yeah. I'm lying. I'm a bassist. It's not quite as popular, but it's a string instrument.
Pause. I'm gonna say scene, but pause because I want you to do something for me. Okay. Joy, you're going to sing a part of a song that just make up out of your head, and Joshua is going to join in and sing it with you.
Okay.
Okay. So nothing that anybody has ever heard of before, but he's going to prove to you that he knows this song, and he's going to sing it along with you.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
You know by my name, there's never ever fighting call upon me. You have been so good. No, it's lower pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Okay. Okay. Scene. Excellent. That is definitely a thing that you can do in an improv scene. It happens a lot. Whether it's singing or reciting something, or hey, Steve, what's that poem you wrote yesterday? Oh yeah, I remember it. Do you? Yes. Oh, and then you both try to say the poem at the same time as though you both know it, and it's absolutely hilarious. It makes people urinate on themselves. It always works. So if you have an opening to do something like that, I would definitely throw it in. Any thoughts from anybody?
Singing was fun.
I like that there was like a temporary switch of status for a moment, but it kind of like went back anyway. Like when you were trying to make her feel guilty for not knowing your favorite song,
Yeah.
and then it was like, wait, she like immediately switched it back. But yeah, I like that. That was good.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? What'd you like? I mean, did you like it?
Yes.
Why? You don't have to justify it, but I just like to hear it.
So funny.
I like the boom 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 boom.
Didn't you have to say anything?
I have found Josh trying to sing along like really. I don't have proof. I was cracking up. Like he seemed like really into it, like he was trying to put this pretend passion behind it. So good.
And of course, no, it's not. That's wrong. It was lower.
And what Joy found wrong with it was just the pitch in that one part. That's all that
Also, when that's his favorite song. What's that? What's that song? And then he said, "No, I caught you." They didn't sing it.
This
It's from
That was funny.
That is so funny.
That is very funny. That was lovely. That's 3 good scenes so far. Any other comments about that?
Well, I like the obvious like status difference between the two. It's just so like they were so comfortable in their statuses. It was fantastic to see. Like it's, yeah, he was always, and on top of that, like he was, you know, it's obviously something wrong and disconnect between the two, and he's completely going like, no, we're fine. And that's just, all the way through. That was hilarious.
And one of the things I also noticed in this scene and the other 2 scenes so far was the very, very believable facial expressions. That it was obvious that the character was actually feeling what they supposedly were feeling, which it may not seem like much, but it's huge, particularly if you're going to do this online stuff, because that's all you've got is most of the time is your face. So if you can make that, do some work, that's nice. All right, that was a lot of fun. 3 good scenes so far. I'd hate to have to be the one to follow that up. Who did not so far? Jeremiah and
Jen.
And Jen. Oh, Jen, what up? Oh God. Oh, I meant to throw her right under the bus. Okay. Here we go. And whenever you're ready. Well, not whenever you're ready, whenever I leave.
That was incredible. It was an incredible statue.
Yeah, it's really. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is.
I know the altitude is something we've never experienced, but are you okay? It just seems like it's kind of like not a medical condition, but it seems like going up that mountain, I don't know. It seems like you have a spiritual condition. Are you?
Yeah, I really felt so connected with it, you know? Even if we're not there anymore, I feel like my hands are still shaking and I feel like we're still there. Ah, my gosh. I don't think I'll ever get over this.
You're shaky, like your hands. You're right. Your hands are like the leaves in the mountain. You know? It seems like you took. I think the heel is not out there anymore. I think the heel is in you now.
Do you really think so? could it be in me?
Yeah, I think that wasn't.
Is that
I'm telling you, you had a spiritual condition. I think, but I think since before the heel. But now that we went to the heel, it's just worsened. It's like, yeah, it's like I think you're allergic to heels, to spiritual heels. You're allergic to spiritual heels.
does that but the hill is now inside me. So
Oh my God, how much time do you
I
have to
need
live?
prophylactics? Do I have to go to the hospital now?
We need to get you
I
a
might die,
Benadryl
you
at
know?
least. We need to get you a Benadryl as soon as possible.
Then please get me some. Oh no, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Listen, it's just maybe dying is not the worst
Why did
thing
you
that can
ever bring me to
happen.
that hill, John? If you knew I was
Because
allergic to something, why
no,
would you
listen,
do
I just
that?
wanted you to be I wanted the heel in you. No, listen.
So you want me to die?
I wanted to be I wanted you to live forever, not to die forever. No, you don't understand. Just take. Oh my God! I ate all the Benadryl. I ate all the Benadryl. But
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
it's all right.
What did you do to me?
All we need to do is just you just need to we need to make you an atheist of the environment. You need to be don't believe in climate change, and don't believe in anything natural. Move to New York City. That way you will survive. You will survive in New York City.
But how will I get to New York City? I'm in Jamaica.
Listen, all we need to do is take the least spiritual journey possible. You need to take the least spiritual
What's
journey
the least
possible.
spiritual journey? How is it? Do I ride a bus? What?
Get a lot of burn a lot of wood. Take trains, take cars, nothing electric. Just freaking take the biggest boat you can, and then fly and make as many stops over and over until you get to New York City. There, you will lose your spirituality.
Lots of
You
beers.
will lose it.
Maybe that way.
And you will
With
lose
drinking
the
beer,
heel.
I can go to
There's
New York.
no heels in New York ever. And that's how you make it over there. The journey will cleanse you.
And if I make it to New York, I can make it anywhere, right?
Good enough. That's good. That's good. Oh, that's lovely.
So much fun.
Well, when you're actually doing improv, it is fun, which is what we're doing. Oh boy, that was fun. That was fun.
I was so nervous. Truly.
Can't imagine why.
I follow all those beautiful scenes.
That was lovely. Any thoughts from anyone? I certainly have, but
talking over each other was great. I just couldn't stop laughing.
I'm so bummed out that improv schools everywhere tell people not to talk over one another. It's such a tragedy. It's just the wrong thing. It's like having a music school that prevents you from playing anything in a minor key because major keys are happening. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's a tool. It always works, particularly when there's a chance to panic or to be very, very excited about something. Why not? All that does is add so much energy to it just blows up the balloon. It's wonderful. Anything else?
I loved all their emotion. I mean, it was so believable. You guys did a great job with your facial expression, your emotion, your just energy you brought to it. It was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and it's cool that in trying to solve the problem, Jeremiah's character came up with a solution that really is awful. I mean, I was about to type, "Don't try and solve this," but then I realized, wait, I know him. He won't. He'll find a way to solve it by screwing it up even more, and that's what he did. So I didn't. But yeah, that's what happens when you try and solve something. You can solve something. Just make sure your solution is bad, is the wrong one.
So funny.
Yeah.
I also love when you told her to take a Benadryl, but then you said you ate all the Benadryl.
Oh man. So my question then is about all these scenes. We don't rehearse together. We don't know each other that well. Most of us. Some of us do in clumps, but not all of us. How is it possible that we just have 4 really excellent improv scenes? The kind of improv scenes that you could see online if people were to do them, but they don't. You can do decent improv in rectangles online. Why don't people? At least from what I've seen, a lot of the improv I see is no better than the improv I see on stage in many places. Why is improv so mediocre in so often? I don't have the answer. It's not like I'm sitting here with a little thing that's going to come up and say the answer. Why do you think? Or maybe I'm wrong. You can tell me, no, Tom, improv is always great. Why were 4 scenes among people who don't do this, 2 of whom are nervous about doing it? Why were they all great? And I if they sucked, I would say they sucked, but they didn't. You saw they were great. Why?
Can I have an opinion?
Oh, I hope so.
I think it's trusting the unknown. It may result into like a tragedy or a surprise.
Yes. I agree. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
I think it's that. I think that's a lot of it. But there's got to be something. I mean, that's the root of it. So, but what else is going on here? You tell me. I would love to hear.
No overthinking. Maybe because I'm really new in improv. This is my second time. I don't really watch improv, and this is really my only experience doing it or seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the professional ones overthink, or they plan too much, and when things don't go the way they want it to go, and the people also see that it's not quite authentic or grounded, or it becomes not funny.
Okay. Anything else?
I think, yeah, go ahead.
I like the today specifically. I felt like the dynamics in each scene were really good. They felt like dynamic scenes in many ways, So I think that for one, and then the other thing I had, and I'm forgetting. Go. Someone else go. I'll tell you the second one when I remember.
Okay. Kinda.
Marissa?
Okay, Marissa.
I was just going to say, like, having the attentiveness to your scene partner. I feel like, especially when it's just all I'm looking at is just them in a box on screen and nothing else, and that's all I hear in my ears. much more focused and responsive.
Yeah, I've said that sort of thing too about sometimes when you remove a lot and you create nothing but limitations, or a whole bunch of limitations. You can't use this, you can't use that tool, you can't use that tool, you can only use this. Suddenly you start acting more emotionally, or you start, you're as you say, you listen more, because what have you got? There's no audience to distract you. There's no there's no people waiting in the wings ready to jump on your scene and get rid of you. So yeah, it could be. Kinda.
I think the professionals sometimes have something at stake that they're fighting for. And we're like just having fun, and it's okay if we die doing it, you know. Like when you're in a war, and then, well, we're gonna die anyway, so let's go ahead and give it our best.
Interesting. When you say professionals, I mean the real professionals like Wazowski and Joe Bill and Susan Messing and Jonah Halpern and all those people's names I mentioned all the time. They are actually professionals, and they get this. They don't do bad improv ever. They wouldn't know how. But you're right. The average people in the middle, I think they've just been taught to I think they've been taught to value the wrong things, and they've been burdened with so many rules and regulations, and always do this and never do that, and I think that they lose sight of what it is that they're doing. But as far as enjoying oneself, it's funny. I saw someone the other day in a Facebook thing. Someone asked a question, an improv thing. Someone asked a question: how do you feel about actors, improv actors who laugh in the middle of their scenes? And is that a good thing, a bad thing? And what do you do to stop it from happening? And one person wrote, and there's no right answer. One person wrote that they laugh in the middle of their scenes anytime they feel like it. They're just there to have fun, to have a good time, to unload, unleash, and they're not interested in getting it right and making things work well, or techniques or any of that stuff. And that's definitely one way to look at it. It's not the way I look at it, although I am always guilty of laughing in scenes, and I hate that I do it, but I do it. And I don't judge anyone else who does it. That's whatever. But as far as I'm just there to enjoy myself, when I hear that, I think these poor people who've spent thousands of dollars on improv classes and books and workshops, and they've learned all this stuff, and then someone improviser comes along and says, all we're really doing is just farting around. It's like, why did I take 6 months of classes for you to tell me it's just about enjoying yourself? Whatever you do is fine. So I don't believe whatever you do is fine. But I believe, to me, there are people who like building Lego buildings. That's their fun. And there are people who like knocking them down. That's their fun. The people who like to knock them down don't understand what could possibly be the fun of doing all this. And the people who do all this can't understand what's possibly the fun of knocking all this shit down. That's not fun. And they can't understand one another. A, they should try to understand and accept one another. But B, the knockers down should all be in one troop, and the builders up should be in another troop. If you're a knocker down and you're with people who like building it, maybe you should go and find the place that wants you to knock shit over. Because you're never going to be happy with the people who are happy. Oh, I think 2 red ones and now a white one. You're never going to be happy with them. And they're never going to be happy with you kicking their shit over all the time. So find your tribe. Did you think of what you were going to say, Jeremiah?
Well, you kind of touched on everything. Really,
Sure, I did. Yeah.
no, but I mean, what you said is exactly. I was trying to pick it because I remember seeing a show far, far away. Yeah, and I went to see it, and I really didn't like it. Right, and I was trying to identify what was it. And one of the first words that I came up with was expectation. Like I felt like maybe the expectation, I mean, of the players, like they're doing everything for the outside. And then sometimes if you focus too much on that, which is fine, but if you focus too much, you miss on the magic of everything that you can do with your partner, right? And then that brings me, okay, but what is it deeper? And I think it's really just that is whether it was a grounded scene, you know what I mean? Because to me, if I had to describe it, it's that it lacked depth, you know? Whether it was serious or funny, it just lacked depth. I didn't believe it. And when I see a show of an hour and I don't believe anything, I don't find it funny or fun,
Yeah. I'll make this comparison and then we'll go on. There was a rock group in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. They lasted all that time called Yes. And they did progressive rock mostly, although in the 80s they had to do the roller skate music that everyone was doing in the 1980s. But they were exceptional musicians, composers, artists. If whether you like this kind of music or not, if you go back and listen to the first few or almost any Yes album and just sit there and listen to it, you will be shocked. You will be shocked that music can be this, that anyone could conceive of this, do this over and over and over again. You'd be shocked. Today, people who've never heard of it, they listen to it and they go, what? How did they? And so I think even in improv, you've got to see or experience really incredible shit that people are doing to say, wow, I thought this was the high level, but it's up here. You couldn't possibly picture it unless someone's doing it. So you've got to expose yourself to it, or else you're just going to be satisfied with shit, or worse mediocrity, or as Marissa says, puke. So that's what happened to me. I used to do improv in college and shit, and then I stopped. Then I saw somebody do some incredible stuff. It's like, holy, I didn't know you could do that. So that's what inspires you to do more. And it's not, and to me, that's enjoyable. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
But to someone else, it's work. And I get it. It's not wrong. Just make sure that you're with whichever group you think you should be with. It's not wrong. So let's do some more scenes. Okay. We'll do like 2-minute scenes. I'm not even going to tell you what the hell to do. Let's just do them because it's working. So I'm not going to. Here we go. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be fun. This is going to be great. I'm going to love this. So are you. Here we go. If this doesn't work, I'll get my cat.
The two nervous ones.
Oh,
Okay.
Dad!
No.
Here we go. Go.
I'm losing hair.
It's okay. Let us proceed to the lesson at hand. Okay, have you practiced your vocalizations?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The siren technique.
Uh-huh.
Sustain.
Again? The what?
Sustain high note.
Sustain.
Very good. So make sure you your what is this?
Yes, my stomach.
Quiz. Yes.
What?
Push.
The stomach. The
push against. Yes.
Push.
And then
Outwards.
we go
Wait.
question.
Like push out or in?
Push out.
Out.
Indeed.
Okay. Okay, and then.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I know this. Let's do it.
Okay. Good.
I know this.
Now
yeah.
sing. We sing song together. Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Stop in the name of love.
Oh. I'll do it.
Remember that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Put on no matter you lose hair, you shake
Okay,
little
okay.
hair like this.
There,
Yes,
like
yes.
that. There, plenty
Indeed.
of hair now. Plenty.
Indeed. There you go. You
Okay.
start. Okay. We move a little. Anytime
Stop
now.
in
In
the
name of love,
before you
break
break
my heart.
heart.
One tear
Stop.
over here. Yes. In the name of love.
Okay. Wait. Can we do the other song now? The other song?
I don't know any song.
The Disney song we did before with Teacher Anna.
I not teach you any Disney song. What you talking about?
She did teach us. She taught us that Disney song. What was that?
You
Was it
have
from the
different
Little
teacher.
Mermaid?
You have different
No,
teacher.
you forgot.
You not
Teacher
like me.
Anna. No, we. I really didn't want to
believe
tell you this.
5 years of siren. Stop in name of love. And you do this to me.
I didn't really like the sirens,
What? It's my technique. It's my technique.
Well, your technique
Barbara.
sucks.
Barbara!
Yeah, it really sucks, I don't know why I'm even here now. You won't even sing the song that I want. I want us to sing.
I am glad you lose hair. I am glad you lose hair many times. 1,000 times. Good for you.
That's what I hate about you. You're really. I'm even speechless now. I don't know what to say.
No, you not do this.
You're even making fun of my hair.
You make fun of your hair.
Yeah, but that's me. That's me. I'm allowed to make fun of my hair, not you. What if I make fun of your hair? Would you like that?
Teacher Anna no have hair. That's why
Teacher
you like
Anna
Teacher
has
Anna.
lots of hair. She has beautiful hair. Unlike you, who has messy hair all the time.
I lose
who
hair.
only wears, house shirt when she has her lessons. Teacher Anna wears a gown when we sing. She wears and then her hair is in
pandemic.
a
Who wears gown in pandemic?
and oh my gosh, I can even if we're just here on the computer, I can even smell that she smells nice.
Scene. Nice job. Very good. That was fun. Okay. Okay. Cool. What'd you think? Anybody, even if you were in it?
Just that moment of the reveal, like the she's been seeing another teacher. The betrayal that Kana felt was so good. It was yes.
Yeah. Right. Anything else?
Kana had some great faces.
Yeah.
It's some of your reactions.
Yeah. You both did. Yeah. Cool. Any other thoughts from on that? What else did you saw? If you were in it, Kana, Jen, what did you think?
Singing.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. Took that note. Yeah. Any thoughts, Kana and Jen?
I wanted it to keep going for a while. I don't know.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah. Believe me, every improviser knows that there are scenes that you've been in where you wish it would. When is it going to end? Please turn the lights out.
But this one, yeah.
So when you want it to keep going, that's a sign that you're doing it right. Why did I tell you to break free of her, Jen? Or her character, obviously. Why did I tell your character to just break free of her character and start doing your own
why?
thing? What?
Why? I'm not sure. Why?
Because you were this started out as what we call a teaching scene. I'm going to teach you to do this thing. You do it. Okay. That can only go so far. And it can't go very far. It's not really a scene. It's like one person kind of deciding for the other person what they're going to do. And so at some point, there needs to be something at stake between the two of you. Something needs to happen. So when you find yourself in a teaching scene, or what we call a transaction scene, how much is that? Is that a loaf of bread? Well, it's $4. Oh, well, could I get half a loaf of bread for $2? Well, no, we don't sell half. So when that happens, it's okay to let it go a tiny little bit, but then make it yours. Make something happen, between you. That shows that we want to care about, and then in the context of the teaching, that's great, because then now we see what's been going on with this student and this teacher the whole time, and all the jealousy and all that other stuff. So it's great. It loops back. But when you find yourself only doing what you're told, stop doing what you're told. And establish put your own flag on the South Pole. Bang. I'm here. Cool. That was really good. It was really good. And as it got more emotional, it got better and better and more fun. And I know you guys enjoyed it. We all did. Okay. Yay. That experiment didn't blow up in our face. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm interested to see this. Here we go. This will be fun. Let me get out of the way.
Sarah!
Soshi! Oh, I missed you.
Yeah, I miss you too.
Are you still with Roger?
No, I have a new one.
A new one?
Yeah.
Ooh, what's their name?
Jonah.
Jonah. Ooh. That's fancy. What are they like?
He do sing for me.
He sings.
Yeah.
Like professionally or like as a hobby?
Professionally.
Oh.
Every day he would create songs for me.
That's so awesome.
I know, I have a long hair even though it's short.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so you must be traveling a lot then if you're with a professional musician now.
Yeah. It's like a dream come true.
I heard there was that band, what is it? Sunchoke Army or something, and I think they had a Jonah, right? Is that your Jonah?
Yes.
I thought so. They're in where was it? San Francisco, right? And then New Orleans.
Yeah.
Orlando, Atlanta.
I'm a fan too. I was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been pretty familiar with the work now that I think about it.
So you like my boyfriend too?
He's very entertaining. I could see why you'd go for old Joe.
My best friend. You like my boyfriend? You're my best friend.
Well, I mean, he's a famous singer. He's got talents. Of course, I like him.
I can see it in your eyes. You're in love with him. You have posters of him?
I kind of got more than posters.
My God.
You're
my best friend. How could you do this to me?
Well, it's been a while. I didn't know that the guy knew you. I actually didn't even know he was married at the time.
You need to get that stuff out of your room, or else end of friendship.
Well, I can get it out of my room, but I can't get it out of my womb.
Okay, and scene. That's not a phrase any guy wants to hear. All right.
That was such a good line.
I know. Yes. I've gotten you out of my room, Teresa, but I'll never get you out of my room. Wait a minute. Wasn't that that was your line, Teresa? I'm reading the wrong script. Wait. Okay. Lovely, fun. Loved it. And you started off by knowing one another, blah blah blah. You were talking about another person. Great. You have the opportunity there to know that person or not to. Either way. But that person is going to be a sore point between you in some way. Since why else bring up a person unless you're going to use it as a fulcrum to tilt the scene. Okay, nice job. That was fun. Did I just say ba? I hate when people fucking hate that. Num. Yeah, screw that shit. Here we go. This.
I love that cute little smile of yours.
Hmm?
Oh, that was a burp?
Oh,
I thought you were being sweet.
I was being gaseous. I'm trying to be sweet. Everybody burps. That's not fair. You're gonna tell me you don't burp?
Not in front of you.
You hide it. You hide it that well? Wait. You really do hide it that well. How?
I don't do it. I don't like it, so I just train my body to not do it. I'm strong.
No. Come on now. You hide it really well.
No, I just don't do it.
Don't do it. Is that healthy?
Yes, I'm extremely healthy.
Are you sure? This could be bad. There could be like a gaseous buildup.
Nathan, all you ever do is release gas. I never do that. I just don't like it, so I just quit.
You just quit?
Yeah.
Just like that. And the gas is just like, okay, we're just going to take the day off. Oh.
I found a support group and I went. If you don't want to release gas, you can get help.
This is a gas-free support group.
Yes. It's disgusting. Why would I want to increase CO2 emissions?
Okay, scene. It's so good. I hate it. Oh man. Oh yeah. We did it again. We did another scene that's never been done before.
I thought anyone was going to say it goes up another way.
Another way.
It comes out through my pores. It comes out through my tear duct.
Yeah.
that's a thing to do in improv. Definitely. I mean, what you're telling me? You never burp? That's right. I never, never in my life. No one in my family does either. It's, no, we just don't.
I'm strong.
Yeah, I have that. I'm strong. I have that little extra Y chromosome, and I don't know.
Yes.
It's genetic. Always look for that. You know, look for the most outlandish response, and then, of course, that's real. Yeah, because when you go that way, it's so much fun, as opposed to just the scene that you've seen. Oh, well, I don't like to burp in front of people. Well, I just never burp ever. I don't do it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I have T-shirts made.
And then she burps.
Okay, last roundup. Here we go. And I know how to subtract and add, and here we are. There we go. Okay.
You. Yeah. You. Not me.
Me?
You.
No,
yeah.
you.
No.
No. It was
you.
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 I understand.
Good.
I understand. No. You think it's yes.
You. Clearly.
Gosh. Sometimes, just I can't. Yeah.
Unless, could it?
Gosh, say it already.
Could it be both of us?
Well, when you put it in that perspective, no, there's no way both of us had the last bite.
Okay,
No.
I wanted.
No, it was either you or me that had the last piece of the tiramisu.
Okay, so I had a bite, and then you had a bite with a spoon, and then I just don't remember after like the sequential of bites. Like, what was the? Oh man. I don't know to be mad or happy if I had the last bite.
I don't understand why it's so important that we always know who had the last bite of the dessert. Why do you always have to know? You're such a control freak.
There's a system, okay? There is a system that we have. It's if you had the last bite last time, then I have the last bite next time. It's just the way it works. And if there's no system, then how can this work?
Scene. Lovely. Makes me want to do improv and eat tiramisu. Yeah, who isn't? Nice job. That was fun. Any thoughts about that or anything that you've seen?
The nonverbal was great.
Yeah. I love that.
That's amazing. They weren't talking.
Yep. Yeah, they're communicating though.
Yep.
They don't have to talk.
Yeah.
I've used this example before, but have you ever gotten into a car or walked into a room where two other people were, and maybe they've been having an argument? They're not having one now, and everything's sort of normal. You walk in, and something is going on. Nobody's saying a word. Something's going on. That's the way it can be in scenes. Nobody's saying a word, but something's going on. and that's it's always good because it's like a spring that just keeps getting more and more, and then boom.
Yep.
Any other thoughts? In fact, let's just go around the circle. I start here. Any takeaway? Anything you take away from today? Jeremiah, we'll start with you.
On the previous scene, I attacked the one concept that I was new to me last class, the colorful speech, and that's when we went into the spiritual hills and mountains and whatever. And
yes.
So I was just trying to verbalize new ideas in a way, or say something, and that came out. I don't know if it was the exact thing, but I was trying to play around with that. Which again had a different result. So that was kind of fun to try. And with John right now, it was a really fun silent conversation.
Yeah.
It was really fun not talking to you.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite people to not talk to. John, what you got?
Tonight especially is when I guess crap, I'm blurry. Dynamics mostly. I felt like I tried using it more often. I missed last week's, but for the most part, especially with the last scene, like not starting a scene with not talking it's always so hard. But the scene before that with Marissa, just starting a scene with a gesture, like I don't know what I was doing until like, okay, I guess I'm in a gesture that I'm about to throw up or something. So like that seemed like the most logical thing to do. So yeah, just either starting out with something or like switching or not saying anything at all and then maybe switching that up. So yeah, using the dynamics.
Yeah, every scene starts out in a junkyard.
Yeah.
And you find a piece of something and then you figure out what to make out of it. Kana, what do you got?
For me, it was very freeing that I didn't know that improv was really, you just really make something up and you don't need props. And I feel now improv is right now my favorite kind of acting because now you don't need anything. You just go ahead and create something. And I think that's really fun.
Okay. Excellent. That's the way
for me,
Jen.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm still learning because I don't know how to start it off yet. I'm just, reacting to my partner most of the time. So I think I still have a long way to go.
No, you don't have a long way to go. No, you're just standing there thinking, should I start walking with my left foot or should I start walking with my right foot? Most people just start walking and then they don't know whether it's the left foot or right foot. It will take you that long to get to the point where you can just go. Really, you don't have a long way to go at all. You have a very short way to go. Joshua, what do you got?
I got that there was a lot of good nonverbal tonight, not just the last scene, but throughout the night. A lot of gestures, a lot of expressions, facial expressions. And I thought those brought a lot out in the scenes.
Okay, I agree. Joy, what do you got?
I was challenged by a friend, Lilith. He also do improv here. He always told me that I don't start a scene. And then learning to start a scene made me really nervous, but I enjoyed the fun. And I'd like to explore some soon. I usually do scenes that are not very like out of my comfort zone because I usually do realism, not very like very imaginative. So learning that like the burp and the projectile Kimberly, I like to like explore that soon. But learning to watch and observe is added knowledge and wisdom to explore that kinds of scenes that are like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
kind of weird fun.
From we move to Marissa.
Weird night topic wise. It's a lot of fun. I think the singing thing was the most shocking to me when that started. And I think part of it was, oh dear God, am I going to have to sing in the next one? But I think that the way Joy and Josh handled it was really good and really entertaining. And it made sense to me how to execute it. Whereas having never done it before, it was like kind of intimidating of like, how do you just go into song? And they use that well. And then Kenna and Jen started doing the singing thing too at a later point. And I think they did a great job with it too. And they knew the song that they were both singing. And then Joy and Josh didn't match there, but both were still funny in different ways. And so I'm excited to potentially see / try more of that in the future.
It's the thing. Yeah. Amy, bring us home.
Yeah. I just, Kenna and Jen, you guys, I mean, I know you're nervous and everything, but you did incredible scenes tonight. And I mean, you made our scene when you said, well, she died. My daughter died a month ago. So I want to see that confidence grow in both of you because you were, amazing. And Tom,
we don't want to encourage them too much.
But also, Tom, being in these workshops, it just, it makes me feel more free to do, I don't know, it's just like you were saying, like you were explaining earlier, like removing the weights that kind of bog us down when we get too in our heads. So I don't know, I think that's why there's just this lightness to, being in the workshop, and it just opens, opens everything up. I don't know. I love it. It's just so much fun. So
cool. Yeah, that's the cool thing about improv. It's like a bicycle. You don't have to balance on a bicycle. A bicycle balances itself. Yeah. So all you have to do is stay on it. And the same thing with improv scenes. They seek their own balance. All you have to do is recognize it and stay with it. Okay, I'm done. Thank you guys.
Kept you a little bit late.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Good
so
night.
much.
Thanks, everyone.
Great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.